Hello, Facebook friends, YouTube friends, and all my patients and people out there in internet land. What I wanted to talk about today was weight gain, how it relates to stress, and how it relates to fight or flight. So I don't know if any of you out there have tried losing weight, and no matter what you do, it seems like nothing seems to work, whether it be diets or special food plans, etc., etc. And sometimes the problem is really hormonal. There are two major hormones in the body that in many ways control how much weight we put on and how we store fat in the body. One of these hormones is called cortisol, and the other hormone is called insulin. Cortisol is in many ways our stress hormone. It's secreted by our adrenal glands, and it functions on the short term to help our body deal with stress and inflammation. But in the long term, if our cortisol levels are too high, it can cause a lot of problems. Cortisol is produced by the adrenal glands, which are two glands that sit on top of your kidneys. And those glands produce what are called mineralocorticosteroids, which are your body's own steroids that work to keep inflammation in check. And these are set to work when your body is basically in fight or flight. But if they're secreting on a chronic basis, which means that they're working constantly, it can cause different things to change. One of the things that cortisol does in the long term is cause fat storage in the body. It actually causes your blood sugar to increase, and that over time can cause what's called insulin resistance. And we'll talk about that in just a second, but a couple other things that long-term cortisol can do is cause the thyroid to decrease in function, which slows down the metabolism, and it also can cause things like sugar cravings and depression, brain fog, things of that nature. If your cortisol levels are too high, generally people tend to wake up in the evening around 1, 2 o'clock and then find it hard to go back to sleep. So cortisol being too high can actually cause weight gain. The other hormone that can be affected, which is very important in your metabolism, is a hormone called insulin. Insulin is secreted by your pancreas. It's put out to help regulate your blood sugar. And the insulin basically is secreted when your body senses that your blood sugar levels are rising. And what insulin does is it helps to get that glucose into your cells so you can use that for energy. The problem is if your cortisol levels are too high, it can cause your insulin levels to increase, causing a problem called insulin resistance. And what insulin resistance is it's a situation where because the insulin levels are too high, your cells start to shut down to the effects of insulin, thus making your blood sugar too high. And that's called diabetes. If it's gradually coming up, it causes a blood test called your A1C to start trending upward, and that's called prediabetes. So cortisol can actually cause your body to secrete too much insulin over time and thus lead to a pre-diabetic situation. If you are interested in finding out things that you can do, because this takes a little more information, a little more time that Facebook doesn't really allow, click on the link below. It's going to link you up to our email list in our Health Thyself newsletter, as well as a free mini course on how to control your hormonal levels, both on the level of cortisol and keeping your insulin in check. And I hope you've enjoyed this short little video. Again, remember, as a disclaimer, this video does not require a doctor-patient relationship, but is being put forth mostly to give you some information to work with. And again, if you do have questions regarding your overall health care, please consult with a health professional. Again, this is Dr. Mike, and look forward to working with you and seeing you more. Bless you.